Hello, team players. Do you want to get more out of your perception skill? Or maybe you just want to be a master in perception with a class like Druid. Well, today we're talking about my personal favorite archetype in this entire system, the Overwatch archetype. Let's dive in. So if we take a look at the dedication, the first thing you need to notice is that this dedication does require you to be an expert in perception. Luckily, almost, if not all classes in Pathfinder 2e get expert in perception eventually. So, you can take this with pretty much any class you want. However, this archetype is better with classes that get legendary in perception, like rogues and rangers. As for what the dedication gives you, the first thing is your 30-foot emanation Overwatch field. This is what a lot of the other feats in this dedication go off of. In addition, just by taking the dedication, all of your allies in your Overwatch field and yourself get a +2 circumstance bonus when using perception for their initiative. And remember, this is a 30-foot aura. A lot of people don't realize how big a 30-foot aura actually is. Most auras you get in this system either have a 10-foot or a 15-foot area. And this is double that, if not more. And you pretty much are always going to want your allies in your Overwatch field, and in some cases your enemies. Then for level 4, we've got Spyglass modification. This feat not only allows you to see around a single corner, but it also allows your Overwatch field to extend past that point. However, what this feat does not do is allow you to see through walls or other barriers. In addition, you can't use it to see around a second or further corner, and it can't be used for effects that require line of effect, such as ranged attacks. There's a different archetype that allows you to shoot around corners. Maybe I'll cover that at some point. But yeah, all this feat does is allow you to see what's coming up around the corner and extend your Overwatch field that far, which in and of itself can be incredibly useful, but is an out-of-combat thing. With Swift Intervention, if an ally fails a check to arrest a fall, balance, grab a ledge, or maneuver in flight and you are wielding a ranged weapon, you can use a reaction to make a ranged attack. Your ally can use the result of your ranged attack instead of what they rolled. However, in order to use this reaction, you must have line of effect to your ally. In addition, this ranged attack takes any penalties it would normally take. Like, for example, the range increment penalty. Or if you're, like, frightened or something. This feat is situational, but is very good on rangers. Especially if you happen to be a ranger that specializes in bows. It also can be good on rogues as well. Moving on to level 8, we have Topple Giants. With this feat, when an ally attempts to disarm, trip, or shove within your Overwatch field and fails, you give a +2 circumstance bonus to the next athletic check to attempt the same action by a different ally. However, this +2 only lasts until the start of that target's next turn. This one is good if you happen to have 2 marshals in the party that want to do the same things. Otherwise, it's incredibly situational. If your allies aren't guaranteed to be in your Overwatch field all the time, you can take wide Overwatch to make sure they are. This does require you to be a master in perception. However, this doubles the range of your Overwatch field to 60 feet. Take this feat and pretty much all your allies and your enemies are always going to be in your Overwatch field, no matter what. Pretty much, anyway. Now, remember how I said you could become a master in perception with just this archetype? Well, Master Spotter does just that. Normally with classes like Druid, you have to wait until level 17 and take Canny Acumen in order to get Master in Perception. But this is a level 12 feat. So you can still take Canny Acumen to up your lowest save, and take this to become a master in perception. Which honestly, I think is pretty dope. Also at level 12, we've got Forewarn. You can use this reaction once per minute whenever an enemy attempts to attack an ally and both are in your Overwatch field. The triggering attack roll targets your perception DC instead of the ally's AC. This means that your ally can avoid taking penalties to their AC. But this doesn't remove any conditions causing those penalties. For example, your ally would still be considered flat-footed if it was already, thus sneak attack would still apply. If, of course, they hit. Note that just like with wide Overwatch, this does require you to be a master in perception. However, this feat is the main reason why this is so good for those that get legendary in perception, as this essentially makes the enemy target legendary AC once per minute. Fantastic teamwork option if you've got a wizard in the party that's about to get hit, because we all know that wizards don't have great AC. Moving on to level 14, we have Control Tower. You and allies within your Overwatch field gain a +2 bonus to seek creatures that are hidden or undetected within your Overwatch field. In addition, you and allies do not need to make flat checks to target concealed creatures in your Overwatch field. And you only need to make a DC 5 flat check to target hidden creatures within your Overwatch. This feat is a great combo with spells like Mist and other effects that conceal multiple targets, as you and your allies can see through these types of effects, but your enemies can't. This feat is also incredibly good if you're running into a lot of enemies that want to be stealthy, as this reduces the DC of the check to target hidden creatures to the DC that you would normally need to target concealed creatures. Very, very good. And the last feat for this archetype is Converge. This is a reaction you can use when you succeed at a ranged attack against an opponent who is within your Overwatch field, who also happens to be in reach of one or more allies who are also in your Overwatch field. One of those allies can make a melee strike against the target as a reaction. Like most reactions, this doesn't apply multiple attack penalty. If your ally's strike hits, combine the damage from their melee attack with the damage from your ranged attack before applying weaknesses and resistances. So this essentially gives melee attackers an attack of opportunity whenever you hit with a ranged attack. And weaknesses, and more importantly resistances, only apply once between your attack and their attack. Barbarians absolutely love this feat. Too bad you do have to be level 16 and a master in perception to take this feat. However, I would definitely consider taking this feat if you get this far and you have a barbarian in the party. So the reason that the Overwatch is my favorite archetype is because it takes a statistic that is normally only used for a couple things and allows you to do so much more with it. You know, normally you're only going to use perception for looking for things and initiative, and that's it. But with the Overwatch archetype, you can see around corners. You can essentially give your allies an attack of opportunity on your turn. You can even force enemies to make attacks against Master Proficiency AC on any character. This is flat out one of the best support archetypes you can take in this system. And you only need to be an expert in perception to take this archetype, which at least 80% of all classes in the game get at some point. And if you've got good wisdom, this archetype becomes even better. But what do you guys think of the Overwatch archetype? Let me know down in the comments. Before I end this video, I do want to thank Underhill for being an amazing channel member. If you're interested in building characters with me live once a month, you can absolutely check out the link in the description below. But if you're more interested in an exemplar build, you can check out this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, teamwork is vital.